Hey guys, how's it going? Back with another sort of like analysis themed video. So today I'm playing and we're gonna play it in zoom speed. So again I only have our side vision up. I'm playing there we go. I'm playing Lillia this game. We want some AP on our team. Usually I'd pick Karthus, but I also sort of felt like um a lot recently on Karthus, although I can do lots of damage, I just don't quite offer that sort of utility that jungles need to in this sort of patch. So I am playing on my main here. You can see I got my standard ward out to see for any cheeky invades, and then I head over to my blue buff. Now this Blitzcrank is looking for a little bit of like a cheese. He makes the ward. Apparently, they actually saw it, so I guess they must have worded that as well. Because he was hoping to pull someone there. The thing is, if he does pull someone over there, I'm there. Aphelios is there. He's there. It's just we just collapse pretty easy 1v3. So here, I pick up my Gromp second because I want to be going blue. Gromp and then red. I realize Gromp actually does a tons of damage to me, and I'm kind of like, maybe I shouldn't be doing Gromp second, but I'm still kind of learning this champion, still figuring it out. On our, we get Ember Knife because we're playing Kha'Zix. That should make us a little bit tankier. I don't actually make a lot of use of it this game. I don't feel too strongly about it. So here I see mid's getting ganked. He kind of just got wrecked, so I'm like, okay, never mind. I see Kha'Zix is coming in, but I see that he's going to check my camp, so I actually have timing to go and gank top here. So we go in for the top gank. He's already low. I go in here, we get the kill, nice, he lives. Now from here, I'm sort of trying to protect my top laner, but he doesn't seem to realize that Kha'Zix is here, and that minion just takes a little bit of too far of a step forward. He's able to thread the Kha'Zix W. So from here, I'm like, okay, Kha'Zix could still be around because he did check my camps. So I take these Krugs and I realize, hey, I actually take these pretty fast. Maybe I should have just started topside. But then I realize, hey, wait a second, like Kha'Zix is going for top crab. He probably already got it, so I've bought prio. I need to get this bottom crab. Like it's the most valuable camp up right now. ADCs trade kills, so I'm just trying to sort of get this before Kha'Zix shows up. Managed to clear that away. Now my tier 2 Gromp is up, so I'm like, okay, well, may as well clear it. I know it does lots of damage, so I smite it as I get my second smite up. And then we clear our tier 1 wolves. Then we're going to be, well, Kha'Zix killed top, so we're just kiting this a little bit. So I know that I can go and kill the raptors really quickly. So I decide to quickly take those. And then he might come back, so I decide to just clear the whole camp, just in case. Assuming he's going to check his, like, Krugs first. So go back, get my lost chapter. And then we head topside because I know that my tier 2 Krugs are spawning. And then here I'm also sort of thinking like, okay, well, like here, let's just pause the game for a second. So far on the enemy team, their jungler's fed, their ADC is strong, and their mid got a kill because their jungler ganked for them. On my team, I have a kill, my bot lane's doing okay, and my mid lane's not doing so much. If you look at the gold here, so just some hindsight, top lane is actually getting absolutely destroyed. He's already down 1,000, yeah, he's already down 1,000 gold at 6 minutes in. Like it's crazy in LCS games. They're like, oh, like gold differential is like oh like he 100 up. Whoa, this guy's so good. I mean, it's like meanwhile in like Diamond 3 games. But anyways, Kha'Zix has more gold than me. I can tell that because he has 2 kills and assist and a bounty. Mid lane is a little bit behind, but our ADC is actually even. But anyways, at this point in the game, I'm like, well, I could continue to try and help top, but we're not going to win the game through a Malphite. I could try and gank mid, but Yone will sort of always be useful. So I sort of decide like, you know what, I'm wasting time here. My bot lane is getting kills, and I'm like, if I was bot lane right now, we'd be taking Dragon. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna run to Dragon. I ping. I'm on my way to Dragon. I ping them like back. Like they don't need to die of that. Now my Yone's coming. But what's interesting here is we actually see Kha'Zix trying to sneak this. So I jump in, smite it away. He did have smite, so I outsmited him. I'm also up a level, and then I can secure the kill over the wall with my E. Felius is in pretty far. I flash out here, and I sort of go back in. I think I'm gonna die, but then I'm like, okay, well I have fruit. I'm dying to ignite, but I can pick up the honey fruit and live, so I get out of there. Then I'm trying to like, okay, maybe I can sort of save this blitzcrank. I throw out an E. It does slow, and I get a dark harvest proc, so that's nice. That was like, if that hit, that would have been great. As you can see, it just came back. So here, recall. I have gold, so I may as well spend it. Pick up my Fiendish Codex. This one, I was actually just checking to see how far this thing can act, like how far I can snipe. The thing is, I can actually snipe this bush from base, which is kind of just absolutely busted. But anyway, so at this point, we actually saw Kha'Zix was taking my blue, and I wanted to go for it, but I was didn't have the timing for it. So then I just whiff. I just whiff my E. I thought it was maybe counter jungle, thought I'd check, but no, I just missed. Now top actually gets a kill, and that's huge because top getting a kill 1v1 against an Ignite top laner means that he's actually doing really well, and I can focus on other lanes. Here, Yon's taking my Raptors, but I'm like, yeah, honestly, sure, like take him. Lillia's more of a supportive jungler, where really just sort of playing around the ult and the magic damage. I'm not really like, I'm not as gold reliant as this Yon. So again, I take red, and I'm like, okay, well, we want to play around bot side. I try and go mid here, but I realize again he just absolutely just got obliterated for the second time. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll try bottom. Lillia is really good with lane ganking. I have my ult. Essentially, I just land my E, move my mouse. So they're already fighting. Kha'Zix is here. I was pretty sure Kha'Zix would come. So I throw my E. I land my ult on both of them. I ult both of them, and I'm like, okay, like let's go in. Like we should be able to fight this. Now, what I didn't know, I do end up picking this up because of Red Smite, so that was good. I thought Aphelios wasn't so low because he backed off and he ulted. Apparently he just healed, but I guess Ezreal just briefly all-in'd him because I only ulted Kha'Zix and Nautilus. So now I'm just trying to figure out what to buy because from these items it's 1,200 gold to get Leandries, and I'm like, well, that's a lot of gold to just sort of wait on, so I decide to pick up a cloth armor. Here, again, I'm going top because I want those Krugs, but also we can probably get a kill on this Cho'Gath. Yon's coming as well, so I really want to commit to this. And we get an assist with our E, and really that's all we want. Now here is really unfortunate. We have 3 top. We should just go for Herald here. I'm pinging my team. I don't know why my Yon is recalling right now, and I face check a Kha'Zix. Now, if you ever face check a Kha'Zix, especially a fed one as Lillia, you're just gonna lose. Now, it's really frustrating because the macro play was definitely the Herald, but unfortunately we can't. Can't just always do. I get my move speed stack from Grom. I'm running in here, but the thing is, I don't get an assist here, but I do in a way still get a kill for my Aphelios because basically they couldn't choose to fight that. They couldn't try in 2v2 because it's actually a 3v2. So just sort of my presence there was good. Now I'm pinging for this dragon. We have bot pro. We don't have mid, and I can't really go mid because it's 2 assassins, and assassins do counter Lillia. Throw an E, but don't really get anything from it. We can't really gank because they're just gonna run away. Aphelios places a nice ward, and we can sort of start up this Infernal Dragon and ping to pull it out. So we pull it out, which is good in case Kha'Zix tries to contest. And we're sort of just taking this. Like, okay, seems like he's not going to contest, so we take that. We're up 2 dragons, and really like playing bot side's really starting to pay off. Our Aphelios is doing really well. Our Blitzcrank is being pretty good. Excuse me, sorry. My Malphite just has to scale up. Same thing with Yone. Um, and like I can like I'll be most enabled if I'm playing around this bot lane, and at the same time they'll also be most enabled because they have a sorry I pressed tab and apparently that closes it. So they see me here running in for a gank, and they just straight up kill him. So I again, like, they can't choose to even try to fight because they see that I'm on the way and it's not going to be a 2v2. So it's sort of like a little it's not like a cheese strap, but it's just sort of like even if your bot lane is losing, if the enemy jungler isn't playing around his bot lane and you play around yours, your bot lane can just essentially fight them for free, which is what's sort of going on here. Now we have some beautiful vision around here, and we can see Kha'Zix, but we'll see when Kha'Zix goes into his bot side jungle or when he's around mid, and that's really valuable knowledge. Now again, my Aphelios goes for my Raptors, and I'm like, sure, okay, like it's not that much XP. I need just a little bit more gold for my Leandries, so we're just going to farm up. We're just going to take red because we want to get that off the map. There aren't really any objectives, so kind of just want to get rid of it. And it's like, you know what, since we're here, may as well also take Krugs. And we also did see Kha'Zix, so I do want to stick around in case Kha'Zix comes. So we're pretty sure Kha'Zix is going for it. Now for here, it's a little unfortunate. I do waste my ult. I queued the camp, and it wasn't a long enough cooldown. So you can only actually like ult someone when they have you stack your passive on it, and unfortunately I die there because I also wasted my ult. If I had ult there, I wouldn't have died, so that was just a misplay on my part. Now I have Leandries now, which is great. If we quickly just pause the game here, well, I'll wait till 15 minutes. Well, just to do like a full 15 minutes into the game analysis, I guess. Almost there, and 15 minutes. So 15 minutes, as you can see, the kills are approximately even. We're behind in 500 gold, but if you check where our gold is, we're behind 1,300 gold in top lane. We're behind like 700 gold in the jungle. We're behind 1,000 gold mid, but we're ahead 2,000 gold on our ADC and about 700 gold on our support. So, especially on a hypercarry like Aphelios, that's pretty good gold allocation. Like I think well, Malphite and I are definitely okay to take the hit to have like our fed carries. Now, Yone's gonna continue to get his items, and that's just gonna help him scale. Also, like with Yone's ultimate, like essentially in team fights paired with Malphite, he'll always be useful. So it's not like a huge worry if he gets behind. And that's also something really nice about our comp is we don't have to snowball too much, whereas they have two assassins. They have two assassins and two tanks. And what's interesting, they essentially are trying, like, they'll try to just hard dive us because they have two frontliners and then two people that are trying to dive our backline. I whiffed my E there because I was trying to cast it right in front of me, and apparently if you cast it, but while you are casting, you like walk, it changes the trajectory, which is kind of weird, but coding. So because they'll all sort of just be running at us, I should essentially, like, Lillia should be able to get her passive on a bunch of them and ult a bunch of them, which will really help kite back. Also, we're trying to get picks with blitzcrank. So here it's a little frustrating because Dragon's spawning very soon, and Malphite was saving his ultimate for Dragon. Instead of ulting out of getting caught there, he ulted out right at the very end and died. So when he respawns, even if he makes it to Dragon, he won't have his ultimate, so he's essentially just useless. So we're still trying to position here. I'm trying to poke with my E a bit, get slows, give opportunities for Blitzcrank to pull people, make sure mid's pushed out. Now we see that Yone is getting engaged on, so we are immediately like, okay, like we have the river, like we can go help. Now Blitzcrank gets a pull, and he just runs away. So here, I land on him just because I'm pretty good at timing. Get some more poke out. We're trying to set up a pick here. Now Aphelios had to push mid, so it's not too bad. So we're getting pinged, so apparently like they know that we're here. It's I don't think it's warded. Now I landed an ult on Ezreal. But unfortunately, here, let's actually go back. So I'm trying to snipe, like if I can snipe this Ezreal and then land my ult on him, it's really huge. So I was trying to get both of them there, but anyways, I ult. He goes over here. So all Blitzcrank has to do is just run up here and Q. But instead of running up here and queuing, he runs to the side. I'm kind of like, what? And then he pulls here, which won't actually reach. That's not far enough. He was like, that doesn't reach, and it took too long. So that's really annoying. I don't have ult for this fight, so it's really hard. I still don't want to give this up because we are stronger. We have a TP coming in. So now I'm just trying to run in. I get fizz ulted, and that was really frustrating because it means I can't get I can't get close enough for my W to hit, and my W would have been enough to actually steal it here. I wasn't able to get like the crit, like the center part of the W. So fortunate, Kha'Zix gets to take it away. And then I don't have Hourglass because I used it in. Oh no, I just don't have it yet. So unfortunate. Now we keep fighting this. Now I think this Malphite's going to die. Like he's just 1v1 against Kha'Zix, but no, he just kills him. And Aphelios picks up some more kills. Now, honestly, this is pretty great gold allocation. There we go. Everyone's starting to get more fed. I'm 1,000 gold behind. Mid still far behind. Top still far behind. Our ADC is up like 2,500 gold. So that's really huge. And honestly, like again, Aphelios, he scales so hard, like so strong. So we keep sort of trying to get our camps, trying to get picks where we can and get vision. We sort of decide not to go for this Herald, and I'm like, okay, like that's fine if Aphelios was recalling. Now I'm sort of doubling up on my camps here just for a little faster clear speed and just sort of get a feel for what that's like with Lillia. Now Yone's going bottom. I see a Fizz here and I just run. Like I can't be around assassins as a Lillia. I also opted for Ninja Tabbies this game just because if I'm taking, like, although they have CC, if I'm taking a lot of damage, it's like Tabbies will make me tankier than Merc Treads, and I don't really need the reduction. So here I get a nice engage pick with my ultimate and my E onto Nautilus, and then I clear the wards. So by getting rid of Nautilus there, since he's like one of their main front lines, and then we get another pick on their other front liner, which it's funny because usually it's like you wouldn't want to pick their front line, but because we're really strong, and if we're grouped, they can't die. Like, the funny thing about playing against Kha'Zix is if the enemy team groups, you're kind of useless. So Aphelios lands, an ultimate goes in, we get another pick on their front line, and from here it's like, okay, well, we could just kill like anyone that sort of steps up. But jungler's dead, Cho'Gath's dead, so we can just move to Baron. Very low chance that they'll actually steal this. Now I keep sort of poking at them with my E's to try and land stuff, just in case, to deter them. Finish that up. We go into fight. I miss my E. I threw it over top of him. Unfortunate. I do see that their blue's up, but I don't want to greed because Kha'Zix is respawning. Now I have my stopwatch. Dragon's respawning, so we want to go to that. Again, just keep farming up. And we're really just keeping in mind, we're trying to play around this Aphelios and this Blitzcrank, because Blitzcrank is staying really close to this Aphelios, and I can stay close as well. Land some poke, and then Aphelios can follow up. Still trying to land some poke, and there I do land my... here, we can go back again. So here, I do actually land my E on the Kazakhs. Now it's dragons, so I do that, but obviously I pull the trigger. Now Yon tries to go in. Kazakhs, he took a little too long, but now they're zoned. They're back here. We can just wail on the Cho'Gath. And like, yeah, if you're a tank, you can soak damage, but if you don't have anyone DPSing, you're kind of just useless. Now Fizz is split pushing top, so like at this point, it really feels like we've really sort of won the game. Um, like their assassins is split pushing, which means that we just have an extra like mana advantage. I'm up a level on Kazakhs now. This is probably one of the first times in this game. So now we're just pushing here. I opted to split us instead of going like 3-1, like 3 mid, 1 bottom. I decided we should go 2 and 2. I always prefer the 2 and 2 style just because it avoids us getting like the one person getting picked. So here, like, we're sort of trying to fight, but at the same time, like, we don't have Malphite. I land a pretty good ult, but we don't have Blitzcrank Q to follow up, so that was my fault for not paying attention to the timing on that. So now I'm trying to zone this Ezreal, which works out nicely, and then we just go for this Fizz. They get him. I'm still trying to chase, and then I'm like, okay, I still have stopwatch. I wanted to use it that fight because, of course, now I'm going to have enough for Hourglass. But now I'm essentially trying to get this inhib. Our Baron buff wore out. I'm still trying to hammer on this just because I'm like, well, maybe I missed the slow, and I'm like, I'm just gonna flash. Like, it's not worth it. Malphite's going in, and I'm like, okay, I feel bad. I kind of baited him. He had to flash away as well. So we both flashed for that. I help him out there with my E again, just being a nice jungler. Take Scuttle Crab. We go for blue buff, and I think we double it up again. So we want to back for gold, but at the same time, there's no objective spawning for quite some time. So like we may as well just farm up. So we clear our camps, go back, get our Hourglass. We start working towards a Demonic Embrace just because I do want my poke to hurt a little harder. And like Cho'Gath and Nautilus are both really big tanks, so that'll help cut them down. So we're kind of just setting up for this. So it's about 1 minute or so. Yeah, one minute until Baron spawns. So I kind of just want to set up for the Baron. So in around 1 minute before an objective spawns, that's when you want to get your initial vision out. And then like you also want to start like moving that vision forward as well as looking for picks around the 30-second mark. So we're kind of just chilling here. Now, we see Kazakhs, he actually steps up on our right side here. And then they engage, so we're like, okay, yeah, we should be able to take this fight. Now, I ult, lands on 2 people. We clean up the Fizz. We should be winning this. Our Aphelios dies. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm just trying to kite back. I should probably be further in, so I end up going in, but it's kind of too late. I used my Hourglass, and I end up dying. Funny enough, we sort of play around and stop their recalls a little bit, and we actually end up getting mid inhib, which is crazy. Ezreal's defending their Nexus towers, and the minions just take that. So now I'm scared that they're gonna Baron, but they don't, which is nice. So then like we're like, okay, we should rush to Baron, but then we're like, wait, we actually have time for Dragon, and Kazakhs isn't just there. Because if Kazakhs was there, he might just be able to just like solo it by the time we get there, but he's not there. So we're like, okay, we should definitely go for this. This is Soul. So they engage, I get Fizz ulted. I don't have Hourglass because I used it too late in the fight before, so just misplays on my part. They pick up another Mountain Dragon, and at this point, I'm just getting carried basically. Like I'm playing okay. Definitely it was more like that early pressure around bot lane that was sort of letting our bot lane play up and our ADC to be aggressive. But they're chasing this. They're trying to stop them from just running back and clearing the waves. So they're going in. They're trying to take this. Now we do quite a lot of damage. So, but like yeah. So even though Fizz spawned before me, like they're going back in. They get a nice wombo combo there. Kha'Zix dives in the backline, but he fails for one-shotting, and Blitzcrank lands a pull on him while he's invis. He flash all the Aphelios, ends up killing him in the end. I'm still just running down mid. He whiffs the Q, and here it's just like, yeah, no, like we just, like we're just gonna end. I land the E from from downtown. From downtown. I'm like, oh, I see it. I see it. I see the E. I land it from downtown, get the ult off. He's flashing away, and boom! Hits him with the Blitzcrank Q. That kill goes over to me because the damage proc from my ult. And we just end the game. All in all, we end the game with only a 3,000 gold lead. And to think that killing them accounts for about like maybe like 1,000. It's, I mean, if each kill is 300, that's half of our gold lead is literally just from killing them all then. So pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. Um, Here's the graph. We were behind because we were kind of just getting out CS, out farmed, and everything in like top jungle mid, and then all of a sudden we get this huge spike up. We're really doing great. This was that big this is that big team fight that we won after I lost and they focused me. So we keep getting up now. It's strange because as soon as they shut down our Aphelios and they kill our Aphelios again, they get shutdowns, and then again they get 2 more kills. So that's pretty unfortunate. As far as grass go, our damage isn't that impressive. It's close to Fizz though, which is pretty good. Aphelios popped off, and yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Subscribe if you aren't already. I try and put out content like this or gameplay videos every single day. So as always, thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.